I know many of you out there who are neither trained cooks or chefs, and I'm specially referring to all the men in the house. Well, Women's Day is here, and I want all the men out there to do something special for all these women in their lives. Well, I'm using Panasonic microwave oven and making a very simple yet healthy recipe, especially for my wife, and this is eggs Florentine. Hey guys, it's me, the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar, and welcome to Get Curried. Let's get cracking with eggs Florentine, and I want you to make this for the women in your lives, whether it's your mother, your daughter, your sister, or your wife. Let's begin. Remember what I said? It's a simple and healthy recipe, and for that I'm going to use the crispy plate which comes along with the Panasonic microwave oven, and to this I'm going to add in just a touch of oil, not too much, and along with this crushed garlic. Just spread it lightly. I'm deliberately putting this right at the bottom of the plate because on top of this I'm going to add in, now by all means you can take spinach which is fresh. All you need to do is pick it right, then you need to blanch it. Now for blanching, it's very simple. You dip it in hot water, just cook it for like say a minute or so, and then plunge it directly in cold water or iced water. Now this is blanched spinach. Well, you can use fresh, you can also use frozen by all means. Let's spread this like so. And on top of this, let's add in some flavorings, beginning with chili flakes. Moving on to dried herbs. This one is a batch of mixed herbs. Now this contains herbs like thyme, oregano, marjoram, rosemary. Adding that. You can choose your herbs. You can use a single herb as well and make it interesting. Add in some freshly cracked black pepper and a touch of salt. Now salt in this recipe is very important. It could get very tricky because spinach naturally contains salt. So go easy on salt, because there'll be no coming back on salt later. Just a touch of it. And now this goes straight in the Panasonic microwave oven, gets baked on the convection mode for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes. Let's bring this out of the oven. Well, this one is beautifully baked and ready. The spinach is perfectly cooked, but there is still some more to cook. And for that, I'm going to, of course, bake this in a casserole or an open dish, whatever you are comfortable with. Now, eggs Florentine. What is Florentine? Well, Florentine, for the uninitiated, is basically a French terminology that denotes the addition of spinach in a recipe. Now classically you have potage Saint-Germain, which is the addition of green peas, for example. Similarly, you also have potage Florentine, which means spinach in a recipe. Now let's move on to the next step, and that is baking. For that, let me bring in the casserole or the baked dish. Now I'm going to bake it in this. The first thing that goes right at the bottom is low-fat cheese sauce. Now low-fat cheese sauce is very simple. All you need to do is take low-fat cheese, melt it, and that's where you get the most amazing cheese sauce. You can add in black pepper, you can add in herbs, personalize it completely the way you like. Let's add this in. Now because this is a healthy recipe, I'm using of course low-fat cheese, but you can load this up the way you please. Just smear this well all through the bottom of the baked dish. The next thing that goes in is your wilted spinach. And to this, I'm also going to add in some cheese. Now this is mozzarella cheese. Now this is completely optional. My wife likes it, so I'm going to add this because she likes it nice and stringy, especially when it comes to the cheese. That's cheese. And like I said, this is completely personal. You can avoid this, you can load it up. Choice is completely yours. Just spread this evenly. And what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to create a little few dents here, so that when the egg is broken on top of this, the yolk just perfectly kind of sits in that cavity. Now you may think about the variety of cheese. Well, I've used mozzarella because that is something that my wife personally likes, and there are zillions of varieties of cheese in the market. You can choose it the way your family pleases. Your daughter may like a certain cheese, your mother may like a certain variety. Just go all out and personalize and make them feel extra special. The next step is to break eggs in these cavities. Well, you really don't have to bother about the yolk being entire and full. Even if it breaks, it's just completely fine. But just ensure when you break it, you just kind of let it sit in that cavity so that it beautifully bakes. Well, now these are dishes that are actually self-garnished in a lot of ways. You don't really need to add in too much to make it look pretty. Just a little play of color and that's just perfect. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding in some pieces of cherry tomatoes. Now cherry tomatoes make it nice and colorful. They also bring in that element of taste and flavor. Now you can also add in sliced tomatoes. Remember, just make it absolutely personal the way you please. A final few touch of flavorings. A little bit of chili flakes, a little bit of the herbs, fresh or dried, the way you please, some cracked pepper. Remember, all these flavorings are actually for the addition of the eggs because the spinach is well flavored, the cheese sauce is well flavored, the eggs can't be bland here, right? A touch of salt. Now this is ready to go straight in the Panasonic microwave oven, 200 degrees Celsius convection mode, 10 minutes, and you're done with the most amazing eggs Florentine. While this is getting baked, let me quickly tell you why I'm baking this specially for my wife. Now, she is an egg person completely. She can eat eggs for breakfast, lunch, dinner, supper, all through the day actually. Spinach is a favorite, cheese is a favorite. So I thought of combining the goodness of these three ingredients, eggs, cheese and spinach, and make a classic French delicacy called eggs Florentine. Now, this is for my wife. You can make this for your daughter, for your mother, for your wife, for your sister, for the women in your life, and make them feel extra special and healthy at the same time. Remember that. Let's bring this out of the oven. Well, a very promising result. And this is thanks to the 360-degree heat trapping technology that the Panasonic microwave oven offers. Well, didn't I tell you? It's a very easy recipe and a very healthy one at that. Make this for the special women in your life and make them feel extra special. Well, I personally believe in the fact that where there are women, there's magic. Bye for now.